It's rivalry weekend in the Bronx, but is there pressure on the first-place Yankees to take care of business this series against the Red Sox? Let's talk Yankees Sox storylines with Greg Joyce. You know this man, our Yankees beat writer for the Post. Great, Greg, thanks for hopping on with us. I know you got to get to the stadium soon, but before we break down this series a little bit, we're all on Stanton watch here. Giancarlo Stanton has been in Tampa. He's getting healthy. He's getting back in playing shape. So how much longer do you think we're going to have to wait to see him back with the team? And what do you think Aaron Boone is going to do in terms of roster construction once he's back?
Yeah, it's been a long road back for Giancarlo, and now finally kind of getting on that doorstep. It sounds like he's going to get live at bats still in Tampa through the end of this week, which will basically be two full weeks of live at bats in Tampa, and then potentially going on a rehab assignment next week, which probably wouldn't need to be as long as it is some other guys who have missed the first 2+ months of the season. Obviously, he doesn't have to play the field; he's just a DH, so he's just there to really get at bats against live pitching in a game scenario. He's been getting a ton of live at bats these last 2 weeks, taking a lot of batting practice off the Traject machine, which is, simulates, exact pitches from major leaguers. So he's been doing that for a while now, getting a live at bats this week in Tampa. So I would think, I would think best case scenario is maybe by next weekend in Boston, Stan makes his return at Fenway Park, depending on how that rehab assignment goes, how many games they want him to play. But if not then the next home stand after that, they return home. I think next Monday it is. So, we'll see. It's getting closer though, and like you said, they're gonna have some decisions to make. As it is, they're already having to sit. One of Jason Dominguez, Cody Bellinger, Trent Grisham, Ben Rice, Paul Goldschmidt on a given day. Just a number of ways they can go with outfield, DH, first base, and by and large, the first 2+ months, all those guys have hit pretty well. Obviously, Grisham's cooled off a little bit. Ben Rice has to an extent, but he's still hitting the ball real hard. Almost better than anybody else in the sport. So they're gonna have some tough decisions to make. I don't think Stan's gonna be playing every single day, especially right when he comes back. So they'll still have some leeway there, but they're gonna have some decisions to make, and it's really, I think, gonna be about who's hitting the best, and if everybody stays healthy too. Obviously, a lot of times, these decisions have a way of making themselves, but yeah, it's a good problem to have if everybody's healthy and hitting well.
I know you said Stanton won't play every day, but it's crazy that this is one of the top teams in baseball, and they're getting healthier and getting a bat like that back. And before we kind of even break down this Red Sox series, I know I said that before, Max Fried, I just want to tip my cap to him like I'm Derek Jeter's nephew. This kid has been in what the kids call his bag. Would you say that Fried is the front runner to win the AL Cy Young?
Yeah, I would say at this point it's probably between him and Tarek Skubal from the Tigers. He's putting together another great year. He was coming off Cy Young last year. He just had a complete game jam last week, I think it was. So I'm sure he'll have something to say about it, but Fried's been everything the Yankees could have hoped for. He's only had one real clunker, and if you want to call it that, against the Dodgers last Friday in LA. Still made it into the 6th inning. The Yankees should have won that game until they kind of blew a lead late. But that's the one real poor game he's had, and then he comes back and does what he did last night. He's been that ace that they need, especially with Garrett Cole lost for the season. He's pitched incredibly well. Misses. He just has a different way of doing it. He kind of has a wide range with his fastball. It's like 91 to 97. He can throw a bunch of different pitches at you on a given night. Good at kind of inducing that weak contact, and seems to kind of keep hitters off balance, throughout the game. So he's been a huge part, a huge anchor for that rotation in a season when the Yankees need it with all the injuries that they've had.
So I know one of the most historic rivalries in baseball and in sports kicks off tonight, Friday, but Saturday, it's Garrett Crochet for the Red Sox versus Ryan Yarbrough on the mound. Yarbrough went toe-to-toe against Yamamoto in the Dodgers series, and Crochet is coming off back-to-back double-digit strikeout games. But would you say another strong outing for Yarbrough could lock up a spot permanently in the starting rotation?
Yeah, he's been another guy who's been as good as you could have asked for, and kind of similar to Fried, just in a different way. Like he throws a lot at you, different arm angles. Like doesn't barely breaks 90 miles an hour. You will every once in now and then, but he's a guy who pitches anywhere from like 68 miles an hour to 89. So just a totally different look from everything these batters see on a daily basis. But he's been great. Like you said, he outdueled Yamamoto last weekend in LA, and in the series finale, a game that the Yankees had to have to get out of LA with one win at least in that series to avoid being swept. And it's a pressure-packed situation, Sunday Night Baseball, and he goes and really just does almost untouchable for 6 innings against a lineup like that. So, like you said, he's going against Crochet tomorrow. A Red Sox lineup that's still kind of they've had some injuries too. Bregman won't be. He's still on the injured list. He obviously won't be in the lineup for this series. But it's another big start. A lot of eyeballs on it. I think the rotation spot is his pretty much, at least for the next few weeks. Marcus Stroman is getting close to getting on a rehab assignment. The Yankees are saying that they're building him up as a starter. So we'll see what happens if he makes it through that. Obviously, his knee is giving him some trouble, so it's no sure thing. If and when he gets back. And then Luis Gil is probably still another month plus away. I would think after the All-Star break is kind of the best case for him. He just started getting off the mound recently, so Yarbrough is going to have at least a good runway here. I think it's 5 or 6 starts in now, since he moved into the rotation over the last month. So he's been great. He's a guy who has done it in the past, like flipped between the rotation and bullpen. He's pretty flexible, so it's valuable to have a guy like that can kind of seamlessly transition based on what the team needs. But he's been great in his starting role, and they're trying to hoping that keeps up tomorrow against the Red Sox.
All right, Greg Joyce, thanks for hopping on with us, my man.